Hello, ladies. We are live. So, this training today, ladies, is all about how to level up your consciousness to replace your 9 to 5 and then how to 10x that. So, this training is for ladies who are currently in the transition of starting their own online business, or you have already, but you haven't made any money, or you are still struggling to fully financially support yourself in your business. So the first thing I want to talk about, very important, is ladies, you have to know that you are so capable, you are so worthy, you are so deserving of the life that you desire, right? To be financially thriving, to have overflow in your bank account, to go to any restaurant, order whatever you want, right? Without having to choose the cheapest thing on the menu or having to budget or to watch what you spend, to have freedom of choice. Right? You get to have that complete flexibility over your schedule. Time to go to the gym, whether you like to go for walks, whether you like to go to Pilates, right? Runs at any time of the day, go to the park, go to the beach, right? When you have your period, right? You can rest, right? Then rushing through the day, pushing through the day, being tired, in pain, cramps, you're exhausted, right? All of this I've been able to create in my life. All of this, like the past week, I've had my period. I'm so grateful that I can just chill and relax and watch my favorite TV shows. I don't have to get up, commute, work a full day in pain when I'm so tired, right? And I just want to lie down. I don't have that anymore because I decided to claim that that wasn't going to be my life. I decided to claim that my life gets to be easeful, gets to be relaxing, abundant, freedom of my schedule, flexibility in my schedule, right? I get to call the shots. I get to create and design my own life, right? I price all my offers, right? I have uncapped income. It's always unlimited, right? There's never a cap on it. I'm just always earning more and more and more and not trading more time, right, for money. So I remember when I sold my first client for $2,500. I was running through the hallways. The moment that transaction went through, $2,500 for my 12-week program. This is in my fitness coaching days, right? Ladies, this takes milliseconds, right? Moments for someone to check out on your offer, right? And the money is wired straight to you. Right? You have to understand, going from an employee mindset, mentality, lifestyle, reality, right? And then going to your own entrepreneur. Like you run the show, right? It's moments, right? A snap of your finger, shorter than that, quicker than that, where money can come through and drop into your bank account. Someone's tapping in the credit card details, the debit details, right? The money's transferred to you, right? It can happen in the snap of a finger, right? And when this moment happened, when the $2,500 went through to my bank account, my first sale ever, over through the interwebs, I ran through the hallways. I was like, holy moly, like someone just wired me in full $2,500. Like that takes 2-3 weeks to make how much I was earning at my 9 to 5. And I did like that. And I did not just sell one. I sold multiple. In 1 week, I made like $17,000 back when I was an online fitness coach. Right? And I just knew, like I just had this feeling, this knowing, like this is just the beginning. This is just scratching the surface of me living my dream life, right? Of the bougie life I've always wanted. Like I watch a lot of TV shows. I watch a lot of YouTubers, vloggers, people in America, in Europe, all over the world. I was like, I just cracked the code. Like this is it. Like 2,500. Little did I know that was just, again, just the beginning. Just the beginning. I knew it at the time, but now where I am today, when I now sell 20K, more than that, of painful offers, like that was just scratching the surface, right? At the time I knew like this was it. Like how fast it came through the 2,500, like what the heck was I doing before? Why was I working a full-time job? Like why did I go to university? Like what? I wish I was taught this earlier. So the moment you decide, ladies, you make the decision that you get to make multiple six figures, seven figures in your own business doing what you love, right? That you get to have this expansive, fulfilling, exciting, abundant, limitless life. And no one can stop you, right? No one can sway you. You are both 2 feet in, right? You're like, this is the only life I'm going to have. There is no going back. There's no wavering. There's no settling or accepting what currently is your reality, right? And you believe that you get to have it all, right? And you get to have it right now. Right now. Not in a year, not in 2 years, not in 5 years, 10 years, right? Not when you have a bunch of credentials, a bunch of testimonials first, earned a certain amount of money first to feel like, yeah, I am certified. I am an expert, right? When you know, like, I can have it right now, I can earn thousands of dollars right now, right? This is the moment, ladies, you start closing sales. You start signing clients, and the money drops like that into your account. Fast, 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 fast. Another payment, another payment, another payment, right? And you start selling like hotcakes. Your offers start selling like hotcakes, right? When you just launched your business, right? Like yesterday, right? A lot of newbies, a lot of women who just start their online business, they think like, oh yeah, they start projecting out. It'll take 3 months. It'll take 6 months, a year, like 2 years, right? They start projecting out this long timeline of how long it'll take. But the women who start making thousands of dollars now are the women who don't have all these blocks in the way of, oh, I gotta prove myself first. Oh, I gotta post this amount of money. No, I need like 1,000, like it's 5,000, 20,000 followers before I can sell. I need the followers first before I can sell. You're working backwards, and that's where you never get to where you want to be. You're pushing the timeline even further and further and further away. So, ladies, you need to assume the title of an expert now. You are the professional. You are the master from the get-go. Right? You're the bee's knees. Right? You're the professional. You are the expert people go to for advice, for coaching, mentorship. You know it all. You must assume that title. You are that, right? You do not need to work your way up to with your prices as well. Right? You don't need to start dirt cheap and then once I've got more clients, then work your way up. Again, you're working backwards. The faster you assume your title, your expertise, your authority now, the faster you make the big bucks. The faster you replace your 9 to 5 and the faster you 10x your income. Right? So, ladies, the old timeline, the old you needs to die. She's dead. The employee you, she's dead. Right? You were never an employee, in fact. You stopped working salary and hourly rates. Like my story, let's go back to that. 2,500 like that. Like that. How many people are there in the world? If you just sold 5 of this, let me just, no, 4 of this. If you just sold 4 of this, that's 10K. 10K like that. And you can do that in a week, in a day. So we're not going back to the salary, weekly, monthly payments, right? We're not going back to the hourly rates, right? You can't have this timeline, this identity of selling like this, 5K offers selling like that, 10K offers selling like that, 2,500K offers like that, and you're going back to your employee mindset of hourly rates, right? Yearly salary. We cannot. That needs to die. That version of you needs to die. Say bye-bye to her. You are now an entrepreneur. You are now a business owner, right? Money drops in fast like this, so you need to expect so. You need to move like that. Charge like that. Expect it, assume it, talk like that, right? Like this is how money responds to me now. This is my reality now. I don't live in the employee mindset, right? Like I don't work for someone, right? I'm a business owner. My salary is uncapped, right? You now know how fast money can come through and drop in. It's like boom, snap, right? Someone checks out straight to your bank account, right? Your Stripe, your Kajabi, right? Your PayPal, whatever it is. It's fast. That is your new norm. So the old you just have to let that go. Don't go back to her. Don't charge hourly rates, right? Don't start comparing like this is how much I made in a 9 to 5. So I need to make similar like this, right? This is how much I used to make in a week. So I got to make like this, right? No. Your dream life. Like, where do you want to live? What apartment do you want to live in? Like do you want 24/7 concierge? What car do you want to drive? Like, how often do you want to travel? Right? Look at your dream lifestyle. How much money do you need coming in for that? Maybe it's 20K, maybe it's 30K, maybe it's 100K, maybe it's $1 million a month, right? The faster you assume that identity of your dream self with that lifestyle and you charge accordingly, you price accordingly, you show up and create accordingly, you're in that leadership role, that authoritative role, right? That expertise role where hundreds, thousands, millions of people are watching you, learning from you, want advice, coaching from you, right? The moment you embody her, the faster you embody her, you assume that identity, right? It's you right now, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, now. The faster the money the clients will show up. And I've done this in like 5 different online businesses. I've only talked about a few, but I've done this in so many businesses where I just charge the full 5 figures from the start. Like, I don't work my way up. Like, I just like, even when I start a new business in the past, 0 clients, 0 testimonials, I act like, oh yeah, I've got a full roster of clients. Like if you want to secure your spot, you're gonna have to book in now. Like that, I don't say that. I say it in a different way. But this is the energy that they get. Like, wow, she's fully booked. She's really good. Wow, she's charging 8,000 for this. She must be really good. Right? It's easier to sell high ticket than it is to sell like a $22 offer, like a $55 offer. Right? When you go in a furniture store, when you're just shopping, right? When you look at a clothing shop, when you look at the prices and it's $400 for that dress, $900 for that dress, you're gonna be like, that's some good shit. That's some good quality. Where is this from? Egypt? I don't know. Like, is this from Milan? Like, where is this from? You already assume, oh, must be from a good place. You already assume must be organic. You already assume like this is top notch, like material, fabric, right? Same goes with your business, right? When you show up in a very premium, in a very like, I know my fucking shit, you would do well investing in me, like we talked about last week in money, right? The best choice for you to invest in me. Like, when you work with me, your business is going to skyrocket. Everything in your life is going to skyrocket. When you have that belief, that embodiment, and you carry across that frequency, right? When you are a beginner, when you just get started in your business, when you have 0 clients, 0 testimonials, people are going to drop the big bucks on you. Like, I think I've talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to share this. So back when I was doing designing, right, I started freelancing, and then I started opening, and I was like, what is Upwork? Like, the Upwork is where you hire a lot of freelancers, whether it's web design, branding, marketing, social media, whatever. And so I created an account. And I remember watching this one video of a girl talking about money mindset, that it's not really about the price, but it's about the money mindset and like like appearing like you are premium, like having the perceived value that you work with high level premium clients, right? This is just a free video that I watched online, right? And like I talked about, I think last week, I don't remember, probably one of my videos, but I talk about this a lot. It's always about perceived, sorry, it's always, sorry, last week I talked about, no, it wasn't last week. I create so many content. I'm like, where did I even post it? I talked about, no, wasn't last week? Yeah. I talked about how I had a friend and I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then I told her, and then I was surprised that she read it because so many things in my life have changed since I read that book, and I was just surprised, like what did you get from it? Like I even asked her, like, what did you do? Like she's like, yeah, it was a good book, but nothing in her life changed. And so what I'm relating back to is that I watched a free video of this girl and how she built her design business and how she charged premium prices like $15,000 for a brand package. And I was like, and I'm a very much like, if I see a woman that she charges this much, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna charge the same or even more, right? If I see a woman get what I want and she does it in a very easy way, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? I'm doing that. Like when I'm able to see someone else like having an easier, more abundant life, like bitch, that's gonna be my life. Like, thank you for showing me. So I took her free content, right? And I was like on Upwork, people like paying dirt cheap, like $5 for an hour, $10, $25 per. I'm like, bitch, I'm not doing that. That's like 9 to 5 work. So I started charging people $4,000, $6,000, $8,000, right? $15,000, $20,000, $16,000, right? On Upwork. And I became one of the top earners, experts on Upwork in brand design. I designed apps, right? I designed websites, brands, right? That you all know that I can't tell you because I signed an NDS, whatever they call the non-disclosure agreement. NDA, non-disclosure, yeah, NDA. But I was surprised the people who were looking for designers were on there were really big companies. But I set myself up as a premium luxury designer, right? And guess what? I like barely had any like I usually people invest in designers on Upwork when they have a long track record of they've made this amount of money on Upwork. I didn't do that from the very beginning. I had very high pricing, 3,000, 6,000, 8,000, 12, blah, blah, up and up and up and up. Right. And I built a beautiful deck of all the packages, what it all included. And because I assumed the identity of I make like multiple six figures as a designer, right? I'm a premium luxury brand. Even though I just started Upwork does not mean I'm not an expert, right? I work with other brands, other international brands, like not on Upwork, just on my website and away from Upwork. And so a lot of them were like, oh, it looks like you are new here, but it looks like you are an expert senior designer. But I was in my early 20s, right? And then people started like investing in me. Like, I want your biggest offer. Like, I called it the all the things package. I think that's what I called it. But I had different packages, and the cheapest one was like $3,000 all the way up to multiple five figures. But this is the identity layers that you need to assume. All the ladies right now, you are watching this, you're wanting to transition from your 9 to 5 to your own business. Day one, assume the identity of a multi 6, 7 figure earner, charge accordingly, show up like you already have hundreds and thousands of clients, that you are already making the big bucks, right? And when you are talking to them, right, don't talk to them like you are like chasing them, right? Like you want their service, their what's the word, their, I don't know the word, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want like their money, right? You're just like lean back, like I'm the expert here. Like if you want to, like this is the package, this is the link to check out, blah blah, blah, and then we can talk about what you want for your business and our session, whatever it is, right? You have to have that embodiment, that identity from the very beginning, right? Okay. Like going back to the employee mindset, right? When you need to have 2 feet completely in, all in on that entrepreneurial mindset. On like, I'm a business owner, I'm a founder mindset of money can come in at any time of the day. Money can come in when I'm asleep. Money can come in when I'm eating lunch, breakfast, reading a book, at the gym. Again, back to employee mindset. You are always like, I have to trade my time for money to come in. I have to wait a week, a month, work 40 hours a week before I get a paycheck. Do you see the difference there? Employee founder mindset, business owner mindset. Money comes in every single second of the day. It is like an abundance of possibilities of how money can come in, right? You can post one video, one reel, go live once, right? And have thousands of dollars wired to you. You know how many offers I have, ladies? I have my Get Paid to Exist. I have my Rich Girl. I have my Modern Aphrodite. I have Exit the Matrix. I have my private coaching offers, right? I have Dream Girl Academy, Quantum Activation, Superhuman, and now I have 7 new 2026 pre-sale offers. How many avenues and portals have where money can come through? When money comes, and I also get DMs of people making their own offers, like, I want to work with you in this way. Do you do this? Blah blah, right? That's just from my business. There's so many other income streams that I have. There's so many other ways money can randomly come through: tax refund, check in the mail, random person, guy I'm dating giving me money, whatever it is, right? Like, that's why I advocate and I love, like, entrepreneurship is in my blood. The abundance of it, right? The creative expression of it. Like, you get to literally be the highest version of yourself, getting paid to exist, monetizing you, just being you, monetizing your natural self-development and involvement as you go, as you experience this, when you have this human experience, as you evolve in life. Like, maybe you evolve into this passion, or you talk about this and this, maybe you up level in this. Every route you take, every pathway you take can be monetized, can be turned into an offer, right? You just even like showing like what the foods that you eat, the TV shows that you watch, the movies that you watch, right? I even had a DM the other day. She was like, what TV shows do you watch? I know you watch a lot. I'm having a day at home. Like, can you give me some TV shows? Right? There's so many different parts of yourself, ladies, that you think like, who would pay for this? Like, right? And that woman paid for one of my offers too, while I was giving her advice about my TV shows that I love watching. She's like, oh my God, thank you. I'm gonna watch all of this. Right? So there's aspects of yourself that are maybe more humorous, more entertainment, right? And there's aspects of yourself where maybe more skill-based, achievement-based, right? You have to get good at realizing you are so valuable in so many different pockets of life and so many pillars of your life that you can monetize, that is so valuable to other people, so unique to other people. So leave the employee mindset. She's dead. Goodbye. Right? And entrepreneurial founder mindset, and also influencer mindset. Double of influencer mindset and embodiment in there. Right? There's so many different ways you can earn money. And you've seen throughout all my offers, I literally talk about how to overcome being seen, like how to be more charismatic, right? Get good at public speaking. Like, I talk about the business skills, the strategy, right? Money energetics, wealth energetics. Then I talk about dating, feminine embodiment, right? And I've also now have the radiate release method as well. Hi, Esther. Okay, amazing. I will do that at the end or in another video, but there's so much to say about that. Okay. So ladies, you must tap into this entrepreneurial, this founder, this influencer, this like goddess queen energy mindset. Hi, hi Esther, mindset, right? And you have to tap into that timeline and hold that timeline. This is like the timeline where money gets to drop in your lap very fast and very easily, very effortlessly. And the reason why it takes so long for a lot of people to start earning money in their business is that they still like one foot into the employee mindset, then one foot into the entrepreneurial. You got to be both feet in, right? And the other one needs to die, right? And you need to open up to all these possibilities of how you can earn money. And you have to have this like entitlement of like, I'm fucking amazing. I've got so many skills. I'm so funny. Like even the things where I do at rest, like watching movies, TV shows, right? Cooking, going to the gym. Like I've had so many women message me about, oh my God, do you have a course on weight loss? Do you have a course on eating healthy habits? Blah, blah, because I post about going to the gym on Instagram, right? Do you see, ladies, how everything you do for fun, for self-development, just because leisure, right, can all be monetized? So I'm going to talk about in a second more about this as well. But of feeling like the things that come natural to you is valuable to other people, because a lot of the times we can say, but I don't have any skills to offer, like I don't have anything of value, but you do, but it comes natural to you. So that's why you think like, who would pay for this? I'm going to talk about that in a second. So ladies, the sooner that you realize and you wake up to the fact that there is no such thing as the future, right? And putting it into the future of 6 months, a year, 2 years, right? And again, you act like the multi 6-7 figure version of yourself today, right? How long it takes you to realize that and drop into the embodiment of that, right? Equals the time of when money comes through. Did you get that? Right? The faster you bring that into the now, into acting like the multi 6-7 figure earner now of a million gazillion ways of how money can come through, right? And you claim that and you feel entitled to money, right? And you're like, yes, I'm top shit. Like I have so many things to share. And you're gonna love what I'm gonna share. It's gonna change your life, right? The quicker you have that embodiment, that certainty, that like, you're locked into that timeline, that is how fast money will come. So the longer it takes for you to have that worthiness, that deservingness, that I get to earn this amount of money, I get to have this life, I get to order whatever I want on the menu, the longer it takes for you, the longer the clients, the money comes, the longer it will take. So what does this look like in practice, being in the embodiment of a 6-7 figure earner in your business, right? So back to the story of like my first coach charged $3,000 USD for private coaching. That was my very first business coach, right? And in my eyes, I was like, ooh, cool. She can do that, charge that amount of money, business coaching, right? And then in my eyes, I was already thinking, I'm not only going to match the $3,000, right? I'm going to up it $1,000. I'm going to do $4,000. That was me again with zero experience, right? If another woman is doing $3,000, she's selling offers, she's making bucket loads of money, right? I was like, I can fucking do it better. I've always had audacity. There's one thing I'm known for is audacity, raising the fucking stakes, claiming even more and more money for myself, right? More experience, more money, more sales, right? Raising the standards of how men get to treat me, shower me, spoil me. I'm always upping it, right? So I was like, let's up it another $1,000. My coach was able to sell $3,000. Well, I have the lady balls to up it to 4K, right? And guess what? I sold it not just once, multiple, numerous times, right? $4,000. Again, zero experience. I just started last week selling $4,000. right? You have to assume, and you have to be you gotta have that guts, that audacity. Like, fuck yeah. Like, I don't need to wait 3 months, 6 months, have a bunch of testimonials. I could have 0 clients, right? And this is how much I'm worth. This is how much I'm going to charge, because I want that life, that luxurious life. I want financial freedom. I ain't going to work my way up. Like, yes, you eventually raise your prices, but from the beginning, it's going to be full 5 figures. So it's not going to be $400. It's not going to be $200. Right? It's going to be, because I saw another woman do it and I paid her $3,000 USD. I was like, she can do that? Oh, I can do 4K. You gotta have that, ladies. You have to have that. Only women who have the audacity and the lady balls to do that are the women who grow very fast. Right? Goodbye humility. Goodbye, like, I just want to take a little bit of money. No, no, no. It does not help anyone. It does not benefit anyone, you charging lower prices. Right? So many women that are starting out like newbies, new kids on the block, right? And new kids on the block, newbies, right? What type of money do they get? They get newbie money, 0 money, very little money. So if you want to take 2 years, 5 years, 10 years to make a lot of money, you're going to show up like a newbie, right? If you want it to take a month, a few weeks, couple of days, start signing clients now, what identity do you have to assume, right? No audacity equals no money. And again, like my last video, money. The universe will only give you money when there is demand. No demand, no money. And again, no high demand, no high money, right? So ladies, do you get this? Not only do you need demand for money, so it doesn't matter if, even if you have demand, you could have demand, but now it's $200. You'll get $200. If you want a lot of money, your demand better be $4,000, $6,000, $10,000, right? And ladies, if you aren't already opening your eyes and normalizing big money, you gotta do the money mindset. You gotta have exposure therapy, being around women who are circulating big money, talking about money 24/7 like it's peanuts, talking about thousands and millions of dollars like it's pennies. You gotta be around that, so it normalizes that for you very fast. So you're like, oh, 4K, yeah, do that every 2 seconds. Like, you gotta have that. Again, there's millionaires and billionaires circulating money. They're in debt for millions of dollars, even billions of dollars. They're like, oh yeah, I just lost $10 million. Like, comes and goes. Like, because there's so much money, it's like, so unbothered by it. You gotta be unbothered by it. Like, it's just 20K. Like, I made that on Tuesday, right? I usually make 100K. Like, that is how you upgrade very fast. You gotta normalize money really fast, right? So back to what I was saying before, a lot of women are running their businesses like newbies, like you know nothing, where in fact you are like the transformation. You are already the expert of your field, whatever it is, whether it's in nutrition, whether that is in fitness coaching, right, personal training, whether you are a designer, social media expert, whatever it is, right, you are already the expertise of it, but you're running your business like you don't know anything. You just started. But hang on, like you know TikTok in and out. Hang on, you've been training for 10 years. You know the gym in and out. Hang on, you have a huge body transformation, life transformation. Right? You already have all the skills. You are the embodiment of the transformation. You are your number one testimonial, ladies. You are not a newbie. You are the expert. So many women have forgotten that they start as a newbie, which gets you newbie money, no money, or very little money, right? You have a skill, you have an achievement, you've got results already. You are the living embodiment of it. You got to remind yourself of that, which makes you the expert, right? Not a newbie. And I spoke about this before of what feels natural to a lot of us. Like, we do this every day. It's like drinking water, it's like breathing air, right? Is not second nature to other people, right? It's a lot of other people's weaknesses, right? We can tend to forget that and think that, oh, this is only of value if it's hard to me. If it's hard to me, then it's of value to other people. No, 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 no. Does not work like that. A lot of things, like, look at your life right now. What comes so effortless and easy to you? Like, you wouldn't even think it's a skill or achievement because you've done it for so long. It's so easy, comes so naturally to you, right? Millions, thousands of people around the world, right? They have no idea how to do it. They have no idea where to start. They're so lost, right? They need step-by-step guidance. They need someone to tell them what to do, to push this button, to do it this way. It's this the form for it, right? You get better results this way. You need someone to literally guide you there, right? But a lot of us don't think this way. We think if it's hard to us, that means it is valuable to other people. But that's not where your magic lies. Your magic lies, your expertise lies, and when you can coach on it so naturally and speak about it so naturally is when it's so easy. It's embedded in you but you don't see it because it's so natural. But you have to realize that is your secret sauce. That is what you should be teaching on, where it comes so naturally. It's part of your lifestyle. You do it every single day. You're so good at it, right? That you don't even think anything of it, but that is what you need to be coaching on, mentoring on, selling offers on, getting paid to exist on, because it's so easy. Start making things easy for yourself, ladies. Easy, easy, easy. It doesn't need to be hard, right? So I'm going to give you an example. If you were a coder, for example, right? It's like second nature to you, like coding on the computer, tech, blah, 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 right? Making websites using code, building apps using code, right? You've done it for a decade. Or maybe you're just so talented and you've done it only for 2 years, but you're just a natural. You're able to type super fast. You can have so many windows up. You're on the back end of it. You're like, oh yeah, just change the color here. Oh yeah, now they maybe they can hack. I don't know, but it's just so natural for you. But do you know how many people in the world will be scratching their heads trying to figure out, like, I don't understand code. Like, how do you even open up the code? How do you even open up the back end to type in the code? Like, what do you do? Where do you go? Like, I don't understand. Like, the brains would not be able to compute like me. Like, I don't do code. Like, I've done code in the past. It just does not compute. I don't want anything to do with it. Like, I did front end design where it's just the aesthetics, the design or something, but I don't do the code back end. Like, so another example, just because cooking is easy to you, you know how to make quick, yummy, healthy meals, how to reuse ingredients so that you don't let them go to waste, right? 70% of the world may not know how to, like, cook how you cook, right? They don't have your brain, your efficiency, right? Your instincts, your intuition with cooking and flavors, right? The way you're able to think ahead, where you cook all the meals, right? You have like a bunch of dishes you're cooking, and you can think, oh, it takes this amount of time for this dish, this amount of time for this dish, this amount of time for this ingredient to be finished, so that they all are hot and finished and cooked at the same time. Right? Do you catch my drift? So many people don't, their brains don't work like that. They're like, okay, I need to cook this first. I need the instructions. Like, how long does it need to be in the oven for? How many degrees? Like, how do you stir it? You know? So I love cooking. I've been cooking for myself for years and years since I was a teenager. And how my brain works is, when I cook, I love, like, instinctively, I already know it takes this long for this ingredient to cook this long. Like, I don't need someone to tell me how many degrees does that need to go in the oven. I just know because I've been cooking for so long. I don't need to know how long it will take in the oven. I just intuitively know it'll be done this time. I know when it'll get brown. Like, I just know, right? And other people, other family members, they're like, how do you know? Like, how did you make this? Like, and they're like, how long does it need to be in the oven, or how many time, like, how, like, the time for it to be cooked? And I'm like, but 20 minutes. I'm like, how? They're like, how do you know? I'm like, I just know. Like, they're like, you didn't read the box. I'm like, I don't need the box. Like, like, I just know. But a lot of people, they don't. Maybe their skill is in tech. Maybe their skill is in fashion design, whatever it is. But your skill is in cooking, and they're like, I'm like, I need a recipe book. I need all the details. I need a play-by-play video, cooking video of this. Do you catch my drift? So another example, right? You may be really good at schmoozing, making friends, right? You have a lot of friends in different industries, right? You always get invited to a bunch of events, social events. You maybe get sent a bunch of free stuff because you have so many friends who have so many businesses, so many products that they sell, that they create, that they invent, right? You're great at putting yourself out there. You are great at making people feel good around you. You're great at making people feel interesting, right? And this is a natural social skill that you have. You're great at interpersonal skills, right? Great at meeting people where they're at and making them feel good in a conversation. Right? They're so interested in talking with you. They want to be around you. You're the life of the party, right? And there could be thousands, millions of other people who struggle to make friends, struggle to get out of the house, struggle to even strike up a conversation with a stranger. So, do you see? Like, I've given you three different examples. Do you see how a thing that's just like maybe to that person she's like, wow, it's just talking. Like, I just talk to people, I just compliment them on their outfits that I think is nice, and I strike up a convo. Like, to them it's just like really nearly like every day, but to another person they're like, oh my god, you're like the main character, you're the life of the party, you make people feel so good, you ask so many questions, you make me feel so like interest, like it's so not, it feels good to talk to you, I feel so energized to talk to you, right? To other people, they find that very hard. So, do you see how I've given you multiple examples here where it can come so natural to you? It can feel like, I don't understand how people would pay money for that. But, ladies, if you're coming from a 9 to 5 job, employed job, start thinking about these things, start writing it down. What are like things that come so natural to you, second nature, that people have complimented you on, where you're like, I don't understand how that I don't understand how what they see in that, but it's because it's so you, right? That's uniquely you. And we're primed and programmed to think that things needs to be hard for it to be valuable. No, no, no. Right? We all have our unique gifts, and the easier and more like intuitive and so like it comes so natural, like we were born to do this, the easier it is. That's our magic source. I'm not saying you can't up level and like build on that skill, but like already that comes so natural to you and people can notice that and see that. That is where you'll make the big bucks. So think about that. And that's when you'll be able to teach it really well as well. So each of us have so many like multiple like unique skills that we don't even realize, right? That we can monetize on. And in my business, right, I have evolved my body of work to a bunch of different things because I don't like just focusing on just dating. I don't like to just focus on just money or just business or just strategy. I want the whole shebang because I'm a full spectrum woman. Every woman here on earth, like, I want to attract clients, and the more like aligned I am in my business and the full more like fulfilled I am talking about different topics that like light me up, that energize me, that intuitively flow through me, that I naturally evolve into, the more aligned clients that I draw in, who are also into TV shows, movies, who are also wanting to build their business, who are also wanting to call in their dream wealthy provider man, their dream husband, right? I also don't want to do 5, 10 years of boyfriend girlfriend limbo. They want to get married in a couple weeks, couple months, less than a year, right? They want to be a stay at home like traditional wife, right? Where you have the option to work on your business, but you're not doing your business for money. You're doing it for pleasure. You're doing it for fulfillment because you have your provider husband, right? To sow into you, to protect you, to provide for you, to nourish you. All of that is so exciting to me. So when you start grow scale your business, ladies, think about this. It'll naturally come to you. Everything that you are currently learning, that you're currently evolving in, and you are naturally seeking out information about, you're growing in, you're building on your skills, things that you've mastered, then you've pivoted. All of these things can be part of your body of work when you step into a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur. You give yourself that permission. I get to talk about this. I get to sell offers on this. And I've mentioned so many times, you don't need to be at level 10, the typically like the very top, to sell to sell your offer, to launch your offer. You could be level 5 and you can help people from level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So for example, if you're level 10, you'll most likely be helping usually level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Because level 1, 2, 3, 4 may be too far away from you, can't relate to you. So that is why at every single level, you can still be an entrepreneur, coach, content creator, sell your offers, digital offers, whatever it is, private coaching, right? If you're level 3, you can help level 1, 2. Level 5, you can help anything from 1 to 5, right? We need coaches at every single level. So don't take yourself out if you don't think this is my goal, but I'm not there yet, right? Like I'm not making like 8 figures, 9 figures, so I can't do this, right? But you've done 10K, right? So you can help people earn 2K, 3K, 5K to 10K, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you could be into health and fitness, but you're more about the nutrition, the healthy meals, right? And maybe you're not where you want to be with your physique, but you can help so many people who just need help with the nutrition side and making healthy meals. But because you're so good at being creative and creating like so many different meals and different cuisines, you're able to help so many of those people. And you may be also be helping people who are so advanced at training, but they're like, oh, all I eat is chicken and vegetables and rice. But you're really good at learning how to make burritos, lasagnas, pasta, and you're able to make it super healthy and macro friendly. Like I can invest in you too. Do you see what I mean? Don't count yourself out. And back to what I was saying, ladies, that you need to remember that you are the expert already, and you need to be charging like an expert from the very get-go, right? And again, old employee version of yourself, she's dead. No more hourly rates, no more salaries. You have to think like you can make money at any time of the day, right? Start thinking in value, in transformation, and start pricing your offers, right? Not from how long it took you to create the offer, right? From time, right? Price them according to the value that they will deliver, how it would change their lives, right? The things that they can do now, that they have opened themselves to now, that they can achieve now, that they will blossom and thrive from the transformation of your offer. Price your offers that way, not from hourly rates, not from the time, not trading time anymore. No more employee mindset. Going to entrepreneurial founder mindset, business owner mindset. So the next thing I want to talk about, ladies, is what's stopping a lot of women replacing their 9 to 5 and then 10xing that is they're worrying about um they're concentrating on posting more, focusing on like I need to do this amount of like posts a day. I need to post this like 3 times, 6 times. Like they think in quantity, the more quantity the better, right? Stop focusing on posting more and start focusing on doing the work to level up your consciousness and overcoming your fear of being seen. That is always the bottleneck. That is always the thing that is like the chokehold before the money floods in, before the clients flood in. You need to be leveling up your consciousness and overcoming your fear of being seen, right? Feeling safe to be visible online, being safe for people to see you, to receive you. Say what you want online. So what does this mean, right? If you are posting every day at low level consciousness, you're in lack, you're a newbie, embodiment, like we talked about. Lack newbie embodiment. Like, I don't know anything. Like, who would invest in my offers, right? Low level consciousness, and you're posting every single day. Maybe you're posting multiple times a day. That will not get you fast and monumental results. It does not matter if you are posting 7 times a week, but it's like vanilla, right? It's no activation, no strong values, no strong beliefs. There's no spiciness in it. There's no like firiness in the content that you post, right? It doesn't move people, right? Maybe you hide behind the camera. Maybe you don't show your face, right? Or maybe you show your face, but you're not really being yourself. There's no conviction in it. You are scared to sell, right? Or maybe you sell, but you haven't created that oomph, that why, right? For your audience to even want to join, because you don't believe like you are the bee's knees, you are the expert. I'm going to change your life. You don't have that, right? But what if you posted once or twice a week? But instead, you are at level 8, at level 9, level 10 consciousness. Right? What does that mean? You've done the work to be authentically yourself. You can call people out, right? You can drop truth bombs, right? You add your own unique flair, your own unique humor, flavor to your content. Right? You talk with authority, conviction. People can feel your essence, your energy, your personality, right? They can feel your passion, the way you talk, the way you show up, right? They can feel the level that you are playing at, that you are embodied in, that you live in every single day, right? You get to say what you want to say, right? You feel safe to do that. You're like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna swear if I want to swear, right? If that's you, right? You can be controversial. You can be polarizing. You have strong values and beliefs, and you're not afraid to share that. In fact, every single piece of your content, you are actively sharing that, right? And that is when your audience is able to resonate with you, right? And the right people will flock to you. So comparing those two, who is going to get the sales and the clients, right? It's the woman who doesn't care what people think. She shows up as herself, right? She has audacity, the lady balls. She moves, she activates people. And she believes she gets to be highly compensated doing what she loves. So ladies, stop worrying about how you look, how you sound, hyper focusing on your hair, your makeup, right? The background, the lighting. Literally nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. Yes, it can add to it, add to the experience, add to you, your brand, but 95% of it, right? They care about if what you have to say is of benefit to them, your messaging, the energy behind it, right? The frequency behind it, right? That is when you will notice your sales will go up. Ladies, you have to understand that if you are a content creator, coach, a business owner. Stop worrying about how many times you're posting and posting more times. Work on overcoming your fears of visibility, fears of being seen, right? Caring about what other people think, judging you, opinions, what your ex may think, whatever. Who freaking cares? I ain't paying your bills, right? Show up as yourself, authentically yourself, what you want to say. The right people will flock to you, and your sales will be like this, hotcakes, selling like hotcakes, because they need to feel you, right? And they can only feel you when you are you. Do you get this? They can only feel you when you are truly you. So you need to do the work on being yourself, because you can post once a week, twice a week. It doesn't have to be much. Again, you're doing 20% for 200,000% output. It's more about the being. Who are you being when you're doing it? If you're low level consciousness, like overly perfectionistic, caring about what other people are going to say, you're very vanilla because you're people pleaser, you're scared of what other people may say, right? You're not going to sign the clients that way. You're not going to be able to reach the hearts of your audience, of the right people that you want to work with. being that way. Hang on, I saw a comment. I'll open up the live here on my computer. I feel like when you are afraid of being seen on a regular day, it's difficult to go online. What does owning your power look like in everyday life? Not just in business. When you are in an environment that challenges you. Okay, this is a huge one. I love this question. So it's a lot to do with also opening up your throat chakra and feeling like in everyday life. So let's do this so you can do this in multiple areas of your life. In order to feel safe being seen online, and it's going to make it easier, like the process easier, is in your personal life, in friendships. If your friend said something or did something that did not sit well with you, that made you feel a certain way, what are you going to do? This right here is an opportunity for you to really honor yourself, your needs, and to advocate for yourself. So you're going to bring it up, right? In a very very obviously very like kind way to your friend. Hey, before you said this, it made me feel some sort of way. I just wanted to bring up so I could be honest with you, because I didn't feel good about it, blah, blah, whatever the situation is. So obviously it's tailored to what the situation is how you're going to reply. But really having the courage to bring it up, advocate for yourself, and not brushing it under the rug, right? And that is you advocating for yourself to be seen, to be like honoring yourself, to be like, hey, no, like I get to be treated this way, right? This is who I am. Like, I'm a valuable person. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to have amazing, supportive friends. So that is one way. So another way is if like this happened to me in university where in high school where I was so scared of doing oral presentations. I would literally throw up. I excused myself to go to the bathroom to throw up in the toilets in high school before it was my turn to do the presentation because I had so much nerves and what people would think of me, blah, blah. I'd throw up and then I'd be fine, then I'd do my presentation, but I'd be so nervous of like, what will people think about me when I'm talking in front of a class of 30 people, whatever, right? And then in university, I was like, I ain't gonna be this person anymore. Like I see myself, I know my goals, and I know in order to achieve my goals, I need to be so confident in myself, have such high value of myself, high self concept of myself, and be good at public speaking. Because in order, like being a coach, like speaking on like online, like I need like being live right now. I need to feel comfortable speaking what I want to say and coaching and teaching things. I can't just be like no one wants to hear me, like wants to listen to me, like scared to talk, right? So every single day for a whole year, my first year of university in America, they call it college, I was like, every single day I'm gonna do one thing that scares me. If it terrifies me, I gotta do it. And it's going like 3, 2, 1, go. I didn't leave myself time to procrastinate, overthink about it. And back in that day, I was like, oh, I wasn't telling you the story. I was like, if I see a hot guy, I'm gonna walk up to him and ask for his number and ask him out. I did that so many times. Right? I went through the drive-through. I thought the guy in the drive-through was hot. I fucking asked him out. Like in Australia, if you're in Australia right now, Guzman Y Gomez, like that's a Mexican. So think about Taco Bell in America if you're from America. Think about me going through the Taco Bell. This is my early 20s. I was like, that guy's cute. I'm gonna fucking ask him out. So I picked up my order. I'm like, hey, you single? I was like rejection therapy, like exposure therapy of rejection. Like the more you you're just like fuck it, like, and you're so casual about asking people. I started asking people at the gym. as well. I'll never do that again because you're going to the gym. You don't want, if it goes badly, you don't want to see him. You don't want to like have to avoid him at the gym. The gym is your sanctuary. But back in the day, I would walk up to this guy and I'd seen him a couple times and he was there with his brother. And I was like, I'm not leaving this fucking gym until I ask him out. I rocked up there, asked him out, and you know what? He was interested in me too. Like he kept looking at me. He was like, wait, but what's like I'm like, are you single? What's your number? He's like, oh, but I want to know your number. And then but although I asked him for his number, he contacted me first and he took me out for dinner, picked me up, blah blah. So like so if you're afraid of being seen, look at the other pillars of your life. You'll have opportunities. You'll know because you'll have that nervous gut feeling of like, oh, I'm scared to do that, scared of rejection. Like, and another thing that I did when at university, I'd put my hand up and volunteer to say my oral presentation, do my speech first. I ain't waiting. Like I'm gonna volunteer to go first. No one's gonna go first. I'm gonna go first. Like you have to be so like locked in on like, okay, I want to be so fucking confident, so I want you don't want ladies, you don't want to build just surface level confidence. Like maybe you look confident, but you're not actually confident. To build deep confidence, you really have to do that 3, 2, 1 exercise of like, it's scary, yeah, 3, 2, 1. When it goes to 0, you're doing it. There's no overthinking. And the more opportunities you take of putting yourself in the spotlight, putting your hand up to do and volunteering to do your speech first, right? Initiating that conversation with a stranger. Again, you're being seen. You're no longer hiding. You're no longer in the shadows. And when I would go dancing, instead of dancing at the back of the room, I went to the front of the room. So do you see how many aspects of your life, ladies, where it could be dancing, could be college, university, doing an oral presentation, right? Even could be you're going to an event, a social event, and you've put this goal in your mind where you're like, I got to at least talk to 3 people or 5 people before I leave this event, and you don't abandon yourself. You honor it, and you go up to that girl. She's got a really pretty dress. She's so magnetic. You're like, you compliment on the dress. You introduce yourself. Like, how do you know this person? Blah, blah. I love your dress. Where'd you get it from? I love your hair. Oh my God, you're so good at makeup. Right? It's so easy to compliment genuinely on people. We all have eyeballs. We're looking every day. Right? You can tell when someone like has good energy, because she's got really pretty hair, nice curls, she's wearing a pretty dress, right? Or she has this bag that you really want. Whatever you see catches your eye, right? Go up to that person, compliment them, introduce yourself. There are always opportunities out in the world to put yourself out there, to be seen, to not hold back. So start doing that in your personal life. If you have a fight with your friends, even with your parents or siblings, right? If you grew up like I did, where we just don't talk about our problems and you just ignore it and it builds up and builds up, but you're like, hey, this is an opportunity to clear my throat chakra and to feel comfortable speaking my mind and for conflict resolution, right? So, and if something like happened with your mom, with your sister, brother, whatever, this time you're going to go up to them and you're going to be like, hey, like obviously come with them with loving energy so they're not defensive. Come with them with loving, like more like loving, warm energy. Like, hey, like we just had a fight. I'm sorry for what I said, blah, blah. I understand where you were coming from. I just really want to talk this through so we can build a deeper relationship. So, whenever you have conflict and you want to like patch it up, conflict resolution, you always want to lead with, I want this relationship is valuable to me, I care about you, I want to fix this, and I want to build a stronger relationship. When you mention that, it's a win-win. They're not like, oh my God, she's attacking me, blah blah blah. It's more so like, we're a team here. It's not the problem. It's us against the problem, right? But do you see how there's many like pockets in your life where instead of hiding, instead of like deflecting or brushing things under the rug, you confront them with courage. And so with the fear of being seen, don't concentrate, I need to be confident. Concentrate on, how do I be courageous in this moment? How do I be courageous? Right? You feel the fear, you do it anyways. And that is how you overcome fear of being seen, faster and faster and faster. And another element of that, Esther, is um, a huge thing that's helped me is meditation. So I meditate for at least like 2 hours a day, where I visualize myself actually being my highest self. So you guys know I have my 2028 Millionaire Girls Retreat, right? And before I started doing all these lives, I was like deep in meditation of visualizing my highest self, my most magnetic self-expressed self, leading people, coaching people, standing on stages. The more you rehearse this, ladies, like really picture yourself. What would you wear? The body language. How would you stand? And I envision myself on a stage, like joking with you ladies, right? I envision myself talking to you ladies to the point of we're all crying together. That is how vulnerable, and that is how the impact that I want to have with my community and the women in my community. But when you really tap into this in your meditation, there's so many times where tears are streaming down my eyes. When you lower your brain waves, and it's another thing with entering the quantum field, is when you visualize that and you tap into the emotion of you taking up space in a room, you leading a room, you overcoming your fears, where they're not even your fears anymore. It becomes your strength. Speaking becomes your strength. Like advocating for yourself becomes your strength, right? Your standards are up here. You are known for your high standards. You are known for being this high value woman, right? When you visualize this, you impress this identity into your nervous system. So before I started going live on YouTube, and now I'm only really going live a lot of the time now, and all my offers, I'm only doing them live because I just love the live energy, and I'm just so different live. It just flows out of me. Like everything I've just been saying is just off the back of my whatever, just flows out of me. And it's very different when I'm just recording a video. It's not as like flowy, energizing. But the more you impress that and visualize yourself as your dream self, whether that is being sassy to a guy and being super confident, right? And it's embedded in your nervous system and you feel the feels of it as you're visualizing. So before I felt like so aligned to come on live, that happened to me. I kept visualizing that, and I had the message of like, you're gonna go live. Like you like it's hard to explain the experience, and I talk more about this in Exit the Matrix on how to collapse the time, overcome your fears, blah blah, and to really jump into a new timeline and identity of yourself. Like even the last month, I felt like I've done a huge jump, but that's another element of it, is the meditation and visualizing and lowering your brain waves. You're entering the quantum field where you access and pull that version of you into the now, where it feels like night and day. So I would say from like last December to even September of this year, I don't know, is that 9 months, 10 months? I don't know. I was making progress, but I really like snapped into my new identity in the last month, like very fast, like overnight. Like, and I did a lot of the meditation work, a lot of entering like the quantum field and really accessing that version of me. And it was like night and day. Like I just felt so comfortable online on being live. Like it was quick. So that's another element. So together with like advocating for yourself, having the courage to do things that scare you, to speak your mind, conflict resolution, to confront things, to initiate conversations, things that terrify you, anything that gives you anxiety or terrify you, you're at the edge, ladies. You're at the edge of the next version of you. And fear of being seen, the visibility blocks, is always the turning point of when you call love in, the turning point where money comes in. That's going to be a huge thing this whole month and next year that I'm going to talk about is visibility and fear of being seen. It's so huge. It's literally changed my life. So hope that answered the question, Esther. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is don't just post to just post in your business, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, wherever it is, right? Post when you feel that that overwhelming sense of like, I need to share this. This is going to change someone else's life. This is like it feels like so like aligned with you. Like it's, like this is the thing that people need, that this is the thing, the turning point. This is a lesson that I had to learn so many times where I'm like, yes, people like stay consistent, post every single day, make sure you're creating content, right? But there's no point in posting when it's just like there's no energy there, there's no potency, there's no like intentionality there, right? And then people are wondering, why is no one buying? No one's buying because they can't feel you. No one's buying because there's no passion behind it. No one's buying because your post is dead. It's like Zombieville. It's a cemetery, right? When you post, when you feel so alive, lit up on purpose, it's everything's like locked in. It's a garden, right? It's luscious. Oh, yes, it did. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm glad it did. It's like it's the Garden of Eden, right? So don't, yes, be consistent. But another thing is a huge thing that I teach you ladies, since I get paid to exist in a lot of my courses, is like as a business owner, you need, and coach, so important is you need to prioritize your aliveness. If you're not, all your posts, your content, your videos, anything you say, anything you write, or your offers are extensions of you. If they're dead, you're dead. They're only going to be alive, potent, and like magnetic if you are alive, potent, magnetic, living your best life. And you cannot be that, right? If all day, every day, you're leaking energy here, you're having problems and arguments with the situationship here, right? And you hate what you're doing, like you're not taking care of yourself, your posts, your videos, your content, right? Again, cemetery, dead, Zombieville. Only post when you feel lit up, magnetic, and you're like, this is so good, right? And guess what? The more alive you are, it's just going to flow out of you. So people may think, oh my God, she's posting so much, but it feels so natural. It's like overflowing, pouring, pouring, pouring. Like that is why I love to work out in the morning. Then I go to my sauna. Then I go for a nice sunshine walk in nature where there's water as well. And I listen to my activations. I listen to podcasts, to YouTube, right? And I do my walk in nature. The sun is kissing my skin. The wind is blowing. I'm smelling fresh, crisp air of the grass, of the trees. There's animals, there's birds around me. There's water flowing down the river, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I can't type fast enough because I have so many ideas, so many offer ideas, so many launches, so many sell ideas, so many different things that I want to post about, that I want to do videos on, blah, blah, blah. I'm literally writing all down my notes, right? I don't like sit there and go, what content do I need to create? I literally, ladies, I'm so like tapped in that when I'm driving, I'll go to my notes app and I click record so I can talk because I can't type while I'm driving. I'll click record, and so it like in notes, it'll like write out what I'm saying, but I'm talking. And I'll literally say exactly what I want to say in this live. And I transmit that, right? And I'm walking, writing all my notes, and I always have more content than I can actually post. I have so much many ideas, like dot points, themes, things I want to create that I can physically do, right? That's when you know, like, what I'm really filling my cup. I'm really nourishing myself. So an exercise you need to do, ladies, is when you are wondering why no one's buying, you gotta audit your own account, your YouTube, your Instagram, wherever you post, right? Would you buy your own offer? Would you like your own post? Would you comment on your own videos? Would you invest in your own offer? Look at your content, watch your videos, observe objectively. Again, this is not to shun yourself, to shame yourself, to make yourself feel bad. This is literally you doing analyzing, like, okay, where can you improve? Like, you see here, like, okay, maybe I just posted to just post, and I shouldn't have posted this because there's no activation in it. There's no like oomph in it. Like, I didn't need to do that, right? So what's your content? What's your stories? YouTube videos? Ask yourself objectively, would you buy your own offer? And if it is a no, why would other people buy your own offer, right? If you wouldn't buy your own offer and you are the number one person, you're selling your offer, you're talking about your offer. If you wouldn't buy your own offer, why would other people buy it? It's very it's very confronting to go and look at your content, to watch your videos, right? But it'll tell you so much. It'll tell you so much, right? I've come to a point now where I do my lives and then I use Opus Clip, which is an AI tool where it cuts all my clips out into so many other small clips and I post it on Instagram. I'll review them and I'm like, I'm so fucking funny. I'll review them and I'm like, oh my god, you crazy girl, but you're funny, right? I'll review them like, that was good. That analogy was good. If you're not like drooling, salivating over what you say, you're not laughing at how good you are, and like, damn, that was a mic drop moment. If that's not you, right, I'm not surprised you ain't making money, right? You gotta look at your own content, your own videos, and go, damn, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Sally. I'm proud of you, Sarah. I'm proud of you, Brenda, right? And when you look at your own videos and you're like, wow, I've grown. Wow, I'm really being myself. Wow, I was truth bomb there. Like, I was savage there, but that was good. Right? You gotta have that. You gotta have that. So I remember I had this coach once, like, and she said to me, so she was very strategy based, and she said to me, don't expect each content you post to sell. Don't expect each content you post to be amazing. Like, it's okay if it's just like, yeah, right? And I personally, when I heard that from her, I was like, that is some lame ass advice. That is some lame ass advice, right? Then this was a time where I was really like growing my discernment and really collected a lot of data, a lot of like really understanding what mentorship coaching was like, from these people that I've invested in, right? On what type of coaches were good for me. And I've invested in so many coaches and I've learned from each coach, like, okay, this is the coach I need. This is the coach that like is more aligned to me, because everyone is different what they're like. Them, you need to know you're a good entrepreneur and you're good at investing in yourself when you're good to discern the skills and the pieces of yourself that you know need some work that are missing, and that's the coach you want to invest in. Like, for me, I don't need anything to do with strategy. I need women who is going to help me pull the power out of me, the activation out of me, and uncover more of me stepping into the spotlight and reminding myself of my power. That is what I need. I don't need strategy no more. I already learned all the strategy. But you, for example, like, if you're more beginner, you're like, where the fuck do I start? Right? Maybe you in the beginner, it's more about strategy of like, how do I make a course? Like, I don't understand like what platforms. Like, so you know, like every single level, you need to know what's the missing piece, right? In the beginning could be more strategy, right? Then it's more about content creation, how to package up your unique like language, your unique codes, your unique energy, your unique personality into like a video, a reel, a YouTube video, a live. How do you do that? That's more like foundations beginner. Then you move on to more leadership. Then you move more on to like refining your work, right? Then you move on to more like fear of like selling, fear of being yourself, right? And then you move more into now more what like fear of like maybe your family, your ex, strangers. Now because you've gone viral, now you're like, oh my god, now I have anxiety over all the hate comments, right? Unlocking that. Next is more about tapping into more energetics, more about the quantum field, right? More about like less about the strategy and more about the unseen, more about how can you expand of who you are even more, how to create more offers and more body of work that feel more aligned with you. So like at every stage, ladies, you need to know like, okay, what's the first step, like what am I missing, and then as you go along, now you've mastered the strategy, now you understand that like you don't need more strategy, now you need more like I need a coach that will activate the power, that will activate the limitless possibilities in me. Maybe another coach is more about, okay, how do I get better at public speaking? How do I get better at like taking up space in a live? How do I get better at coaching? How do I get better at meeting where my clients are at? And how do I help them rise even more? Right? Next one, maybe it's more about now, how do I simplify my whole product suite so I can scale to 7, 8, 9 figures, blah, blah, blah. So at every single level, you need to know like, and you get better as you go along. So don't think like, oh, I made a mistake. Like I've hired so many coaches, and so many coaches, I was like, oh, like okay, I thought we were aligned, but maybe that was an impulse buy. But I took that lesson from that coach, and it's made me the person I am today. And I keep growing, and I keep growing, and I keep growing, and I learn more and more and more of like what I need in a coach. And what specific offers, what specific containers is going to be best for me. So, what was I even saying? Yeah, so when this coach said to me, like, not every piece of content I post is going to sell, it doesn't all have to be good. And I thought that was lame because why the hell would you post? Like, every single post, ladies, everything you post online, every body of work, every content, every video you make, it needs to be If it's not why are you doing it? Because it's gonna be lackluster. It's gonna be like obviously every single post is gonna have different engagement, different views. But again, I don't like using that as like metrics of analytics of how amazing it is, because I've sold things that are get the worst engagement, but I've sold multiple 4 or 5 figures through that because it was more depth. It was more like more spiritual, more energetics than it is more like virality sort of stuff. It was more like in-depth inner work sort of stuff. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, so I want to talk about when I invest in coaches now, I don't invest in coaches who are less ambitious as me. And it took me a while to realize that. It sounds so like logical, like duh, but I was still investing in coaches that didn't have the same aligned big goals as me. So this is the same coach that said, "Oh, you don't need to make sure that every content is gonna sell. Not every piece of content is gonna be amazing." I was like, and then I thought that was lame advice because like, why would you create the content? Why would you even make the video, do the reel if you don't think it's amazing? Like I said, if you don't think you would buy from yourself watching that, like why create it, right? That's why no one's buying. So I told this coach that I'm going to go viral on Instagram. I'm going to go viral. That's just it. Like, and then she gave me the impression that that me going viral, like she kind of like not laughed, but she gave the impression that, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, like you can go viral. But she made it seem like it wouldn't happen. And guess what happened? I was like, And there was a couple months left of like paying this coach because I did it for a whole year. And I was like, oh my God, I'm paying you like almost $3,000 a month. And I'm like, but you're not like the coach I need. But I was like, whatever. I'm learning a lot from you in the sense of what to not do. And then I went viral, 2.5 million views on my reels. Then another reel went viral, right? Another like 1 million, 2 million like views, right? And thousands of comments, thousands of shares, engagement, all of that. And from that lesson, I just learned I am never ever investing in a coach who is less ambitious as me, right? Or a coach who has limiting beliefs, more limiting beliefs than me. Does that make sense? Like, if I don't have a limiting belief about this, you shouldn't, right? Like, I didn't have a limiting belief about going viral, but she did, right? And why are you investing in a coach who makes you feel like you can't do something? You need to invest in a coach which makes you think that your goals are bottom barrel floor to them. They're like, of course you can. You're not even thinking even big. Let's 10x that, right? You need coaches like that, ladies, right? So all the coaches that I invest now are like scaling to 9 figures and beyond, right? Since I'm scaling to 8 figures. So you need to learn that and understand that. Don't hire coaches that are less ambitious as you. The coaches that are doing the work and you watching them and you seeing them grow and show up and you seeing their identity, their energy, the way they speak, shift and change. They're more like in leadership role. They're more in like the tapped in and you see them scale fast. Invest in those coaches. Because I've invested in coaches where I'm like, I'm fucking outgrowing you. And I'm like, that's what I learned. Do not invest in coaches where you can feel like you can like outgrow them. You need to be investing in coaches who are thinking big numbers that are going to make your goals feel small. That, like, again, their limiting beliefs have to be way less or none compared to you, right? You have to share your limiting beliefs or the problems you have. They're going to be like, easy fix. I eat that for breakfast, right? Easy fix. Like, your problem's going to be solved. I did that yesterday. I did that 5 years ago. So do not invest in, oh my God, what just happened? I just deleted a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what I did. Oops. And you don't ever want to have a coach, ladies, that think your goals are unreasonable, right? Again, like I said, you need to have coaches, invest in coaches that expand you even more and go, that's easy. Let's double it. Let's 10x it, right? And say bye-bye to coaches. Don't follow coaches that say like what you want to do, where you inherently like instinctively believe that you can do it. You don't want to have an ounce of feeling from your coaches that that's not possible or like keep dreaming. You need coaches that make you feel like you can do it in like this, right? And that is a huge lesson that I've learned from all the coaches that I've invested in. I've invested in multiple coaches, like in multiple 6 figures in investments at a high level, private coaching, masterminds, women making a lot of money, 6, 7 figures plus. And again, I will never go into content creation, creating videos thinking, oh, each post is not going to sell. This is not going to sell, right? It's going to be, it's not great. Like, again, like what I've learned from that coach that said like, oh, each post, it doesn't have to be great. Like, it's not all of them are going to hit. If you have that mentality and that belief, where does that now trickle into your money, into the sales you make? I'm not going to always make sales. It's going to be high and low. It's never going to be consistent, right? If you have that belief that everything you do in business, that it's not always going to hit, well, it's not always going to hit. Your money's going to be high and low. It's going to be sporadic. It's going to be a roller coaster. Huge thing. So you need to hire coaches where you watch their content, their videos, and you're like, wow, their beliefs about everything like expands me. The way they shift the perspective, the mindset of things, they quickly get out of things. And the way that I thought about this problem, now they've like not only solved it, expanded my mind, and now I think and move differently so much quicker, right? That is the coach that you need to invest in. Coaches that normalize big problems like they're nothing, right? And everything you post, everything you create must be intentional. Again, must be, you have to have that overwhelming, excited feeling like you must share this with the world. It's too good. It's going to rock your world. It's going to change your life. Or else, why the heck would you post it? So, everything that I post now, everything that I release on Instagram or YouTube when I go live, I meditate on that shit. Like I will not go live. I will not post anything unless it's channeled and it's like, so aligned. And I never put a time frame or date of how many times I need to post. Because like I said, like we're not machines, right? We're spiritual, intelligent beings where we're also women. We're not 24-hour cycles like men. We're 28 to 32, depending on what your usual cycle, right? So we will have moments of rest, then we'll have moments of like, ooh, like more energy, right? And then moments of like more flow, more like ease, more like play, right? And then inward, hibernating. So what does that mean? Your content, what you post, all of that, it's not going to be boom, 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 like you never rest, like you're working like a dog, right? There's going to be moments where, yes, you get lots of ideas. Now you're more on like the receiving, more in the relax, more in the, I'm just going to zone out, kind of like hibernate, right? I go through those ebbs and flows. And the moment when I finally got into feminine embodiment, feminine energetics, I realized that I was still working like a man, right? And there's still a lot of female business coaches teaching like strategy and all this like a man, right? When I finally realized this, when I got really into dating, really into feminine embodiment and the polarity of the masculine and the feminine, and the polarity of feminine energetics when it comes to money, which is similar to dating, love, life, relationships, right? Do less, earn more. Lean back more, earn more, right? Like I did a couple videos ago, lives ago, about doing less and getting more, right? Like for me, like now I post like once, maybe twice a week. Now I'm like more like once of a live, like a very thorough live, in-depth live, right? That is better than doing 3 or 4 videos where it's like, do you know what I mean? Right? So everything now that I create is very intuitive, very channeled. And the moment you flip this and you tap into that intuition, that psychic ability that we all have, and you have more of that trust, that feminine side of you, you lead with that, then more so, oh, I gotta post every single day, I gotta post 3 times a day, right? And you lean more into the trust, more the intuition, more channeling side of you, right? And you activate that and you let that amplify more and more and more. And I highly recommend, ladies, meditate, and whatever comes to you, right? Like I will receive messages, ideas, images, situations, like circumstances in my mind, or like just thoughts in my mind, and I write it down. Then I'll either act on them right then and there, like mid meditation, I'll go do the thing, right? Mid meditation, I write it down, right? Action it, or I'll do it later, right? The more I've done this, right, the more I've literally earned more money, more clients. I've done this so many times where the moment I would, right after I meditate, right, and I channel a bunch of things, I post a bunch of things, maybe like during my meditation, because the ideas flow through, right, and I checked my email, and I'm like, oh, someone just paid $600, right? like a cell just went through. And I'm like, that's not a fucking coincidence. That's not a coincidence. Right? And a longer journey, ladies. Like, it took me a while to get here, to more of the spiritual side, to more of like the woo-woo side, the more of the like tapping into my psychic side, tapping into my intuition more, speaking to the universe, God, angel, spirit more. Right? Everything changed for me. Everything is more aligned. I speak so much more confidently. I trust more now in the universe. I am way less anxious, not like nearly as anxious as I was in the past, right? And the lack scarcity mindset about money, about things happening in a certain way. Now, because I've opened up and I've understood, money can come in, abundance can come in a bunch of different ways, not just one channel, through people, through crazy circumstances, right? I have so much trust now that I'm always supported by the universe, supported by so many, like the angels, the spirits, God, all around me, right? And I act on my intuition. I act on my downloads, my ideas, my nudges, because it's coming from a higher self, right? Because I know all these pings, right? They're coordinates for my future self telling me this is the fastest route to my goal. This is fastest route to your goal, Brenda. She's telling me, right? It is my job to trust on it, right? And action it, right? And I've never felt more aligned, more magnetic, more like locked in on my business, my office, my body of work, more in my purpose and more alive than I've ever been before, right? And then this has reflected in my business, how I show up, how I talk, how easy it is in my business, right? The content I write, I create, the videos here on YouTube, the lives that are now doing, right? It's just so much effort, like it's more effortless, right? I'm still showing up, still doing the work, right? But it's so much more effortless. Like I told you, ladies, like back in the day when I first did my first podcast episode, it took me 3 hours to record the first episode of my podcast. I wrote down like, I don't know, it was like a 5,000 essay of exactly what I wanted to say on my podcast. And I read it word by word. And I thought, and for some reason I had, again, all these blocks of like, I have to be so perfect. I gotta like write it out first. I can't just write dot points and then flow. And it's not like off the cuff. I thought I had to be so perfect. I thought if I don't do it this way, like people won't enjoy the podcast. It won't be valuable. My best work, my lives, my content, my best work are the ones where I'm off the cuff, where I'm just speaking, flowing. But in order to get there, where it's so effortless, where people just pay thousands of dollars, where I'm just riffing, again, in your mind, if you haven't done the work and you're not there yet, in your mind, you're like, I gotta have this filter on. I have my background needs to be perfect. My lighting needs to be perfect. I need to speak a certain way. My hair needs to look perfect, right? I gotta wear a certain thing. My makeup has to be in a certain way, right? The angle's I gotta be my left side because that's my perfect side, right? When you have all these blocks, the harder it is you make money, because you're like, I gotta record this video, gotta read it word by word, I gotta edit it, right? I gotta do all these fancy things too. I gotta do a really cool thumbnail, gotta add so many things on my thumbnail, gotta do all these things. Ladies, all I literally do for my thumbnail is like, you see me now? I smile. I record myself for like a couple of seconds. I smile. Take that photo, put that as my thumbnail, and just put like one sentence writing, right? And I get clients from it. You don't need to make it so like hard. Always think to yourself, if money were to come to me in my business, or however it comes to you, how easy would I make it? I want it to be easy. I want to show up, share what I want to share, right? Be so excited about the theme of the video, whatever the video topic is, whatever that channel in, right? And I get to work with the best women around the world that resonate with me, that are so aligned with me, that I can joke with, have fun with, like when I do our calls, and like I really get to know them. I can, like, they're like my friends, like, And it's not just on a like mentorship, like client level or student level. It's like we're friends, even best friends, right? These are the type of women, this is the type of business I want, right? Where we can just be ourselves, right? And in order for that to happen, you gotta ask yourself, like, how can I make it easy where people can, where I feel comfortable to be myself on camera, where I feel comfortable to share what I want to say, like, and without filtering yourself. So, ladies, drop the filters, drop them, like, so much editing. Like, I know, like, yes, that takes progress, and I've had that progress in my life, but now, like, honestly, after doing the meditation work and really doing like more the Joe Dispenza entering the quantum field, that with really like like pushing my extremes of what's scary to me in my personal life together with the meditation Joe Dispenza work that I'll be teaching in Exit the Matrix, that night and day, my life exploded, is changed. And I'm sure you ladies have felt that in my content too. When I go live, content I post on Instagram, like that has cracked me open. And I have dreamt of this moment, me talking live like this, so effortless, so easy, like 5 years ago. And I'd be like, damn, like these coaches are so themselves. They're just riffing and they're so powerful. What they say is like mic drop. Like, I want to be that woman. I want to be her. How do I be her? Right? And I'm her. Right? Obviously it takes inner work. And that's what I teach you ladies, but it can happen to all of you. Like, you may think it's so far into the future and it's so like I have to do all these things, right? But it's really about, again, we like to push it like it's going to take 6 months, it's going to take a year. You know what? Like a couple months ago, I thought, a couple months ago, the beginning of this year and last year, I was like, I'll do lives in 2026. Like, I'll do lives in 2026, right? And I like discounted myself from lives this year. And I thought, like, oh, I need to do a certain amount of videos here on YouTube to feel comfortable going live. Little did I, thank God, I really got in like Joe Dispenza and meditation, really rehearsing my future self, really tapping into that, and then overnight it changed. Like, I shared the story of how my third eye and my crown opened up and how my face felt like it dissolved into the abyss. I talked about this a couple of lives ago, and in that moment my whole life changed. Hard to explain, but like my face was like dissolving. Like, look up Joe Dispenza and look up all his testimonials and the mystical experiences these people feel when they meditate and tap into these experiences. Like, it'll feel like you're living another life. It'll feel like the old you is dead and it's just night and day. Hard to explain, but I'll explain more in other videos. Oh, and if you are not inside quantum activations or any of my offers, because you get that complimentary, you will get access to my activations, the activations I actually use to get to the point of where I am today. And if fear of being seen, visibility blocks, putting yourself out there, public speaking is something that you struggle with, I just uploaded the Overcome the Fear of Being Seen activation. It's in there, and many other ones about future self, being her, right, in there to help you with that. And what's the other one I just uploaded? I uploaded another one. Oh, yesterday I also uploaded I Get What I Want. That was so good. I Get What I Want. That was a good quantum track. And the few that I've uploaded in the last few weeks was life altering things happen to me every day and tune into the frequency of the wish fulfilled. So good. Like, I have literally been binge everything I create, ladies. Like, I don't just willy-nilly create them. Like, I create them for myself. And because I create them for myself and I want to do a good job with that, because I'm like, why the heck would I be listening to my own ones if they're not good? Like, literally everything that I create for all my offers are for myself, of what my dream, like how it actually helped me. And then I give it to you ladies, and it's changed my life. So, ladies, this is just part one of many other videos that in business, money, visibility, fear of being seen that I have to share. So we're already past an hour. I wanted this to be an hour, but it keeps increasing. I purposely made this less so it wouldn't be 2 hours. Because I want to keep the potency and the energy of it. So I'm gonna do like a series here on YouTube Live because I have so much more to share about this. Like we just mainly in this video talked more about embodiment, identity, and the audacity, but I have so much to share about even strategy, even like what you need to be focusing on, like money making tasks in your business. So many other things as well that's going to help you earn, not like replace your 9 to 5, earn your first 10K, then 10X and even more. And ladies, I have just released a few of my New Year's offers that'll be launching in 2026. Right, I'm going to share in the chat right now. Where is it? I'm going to share it in the live chat right now. Oh my God, it's not going to let me post all that. So that is where you can view all the, well, some. It's going to be more coming out. Oh my God, it doesn't let you post a bunch of freaking, anyways, just use that link because it's all the offers. It won't let me post the individual offers. But I just released, just some that I've channeled thus far of my 2026 offers. So they were put on Cyber Monday sale on Monday. And now, well, now I haven't changed it from Cyber Monday sale to pre-sale. So if you click on that link and you read through all the offers, so charisma, so that's really good if you struggle with fear of being seen, public speaking, making friends. It's going to help you a lot with that. And interpersonal skills, how to start a conversation, how to strike a conversation, how to make the person feel seen, safe, like you are interesting and they are interested, right? Charisma is really good. The Siren and the Empress. So that's very much about how do you be a powerful leader in your business, a founder, business owner, a coach, content creator, right? How do you be her, right? And at the same time, you're able to switch to the Siren. So you're the Empress in your business. How do you switch the Siren in your love life, right? Where he is rolling out the red carpet, he's sewing into you. You're magnetic, you're attractive. You're just like, you're the muse, right? And he's just drooling for you. So the first one is he's drooling for you, right? The Siren aspect, he's drooling for you, right? He would do anything for you. He's so attracted to you. He can't stop thinking about you. He's obsessed with you. He's showering you with gifts, spoiling you. And the Emperor side, that is what will make him lay down his sword for you, right? Take his life for you, right? When you have the Siren aspect, right? The magnetism, the juiciness, the femininity side, and then you have the Empress side. Oh, power dynamic here, right? He's gonna be like, damn, she's my wife. I'm gonna marry her, right? The Siren side, he's gonna be like, oh, that's when like sexy time is spicy, right? and he will do anything for you. And then the Empress side is like, whoa, this is my dream fucking woman. Both like this is the power dynamic, the Siren and the Empress. So how to switch between those two dynamics. So you ladies have mostly seen me in my Empress. So in that course, we're gonna really turn up the Siren. And I want to show more of my Siren side because yes, on here, on lives and all my content, you really just see the me as a leader, Empress coaching. But I rarely like showcase the Siren because I don't want to be like too, like my power is when I activate people, when I like pull the best parts out of them and they rise. Like I know that's my secret sauce. But I also love the siren side, the sassy side, the funny side, the more like sexy sensual side of me that I want to show more and teach you ladies how to switch between them both. And then how to sell ice to Eskimos. So that is both as an entrepreneur, business owner, and if you're employed. So how to get the pay rise before you even start the job. Get 10K more, 15K, 20K more, right? How to sell any offer, low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. How to sell multiple offers at once. How to sell to anyone, right? You gotta that's very much about self-concept, very much about audacity, which I love talking about, and visibility codes. So that's a little bit about like a little pieces of charisma and visibility codes, but very much inner work, very much playing at your edge, very much dissolving all the fears, all the blocks, ancestral, generational trauma about like being cast out from the tribe, not belonging, right? Very much judgment, opinions, other people, the fear of that you've always just ended up hiding, ended up playing small, ended up like not wanting to be controversial, people pleasing, right? Scared of rocking the boat. And then self obsession. It's all about you. Self obsession. It's all about how to be detached, right? And people can really feel your energy when you're like, they know you're top shit, right? You don't need to say anything. You need to do anything. You don't need to prove anything, right? They know, like, oh, I want to be around her. You're magnetic. Your energy is like expensive. Your energy, they just know you're a high value woman. They just know that you're the type of woman that doesn't take shit, right? You're so like you advocate for yourself. You prioritize yourself. You only do things that benefit you. And when you do that, when you sow into you, right? And you honor yourself, your boundaries, everyone becomes self-obsessed. Well, not self-obsessed. Everyone becomes obsessed with you because you are self-obsessed. And the last one is the radiate release method. So this has been a huge one in my life where everything that I've learned from health and fitness with nutrition is all about lack, is all about restricting, is all about like how do I eat less or like a lot of I always felt in my life when I was dieting or when I was trying to lose weight, it was very much about okay, I have less of a social life now or no, I can only eat a certain amount of things or certain amount of food, certain amount of meals, certain amount of dishes to get to my goal. This is like the whole opposite of it. In order to release the energetic way, in order to release the fear of being seen, the release and overcome the lack, the scarcity that we're all being conditioned to eat less, right? And if you really focus on the lack of eating less, the dieting, and all of that, ladies, you're another part of yourself will develop this hunger for like more, and that is not healthy. But what I have learned that if I start out with an abundance mindset, start out with there's more than enough, start out with how do I eat foods that I love, that nourish me, that honors me, that makes me feel good, workouts that I genuinely love, that where I'm moving my body, more sunshine, I'm socializing more, I'm doing more what I love. So it's really about how do I radiate within, right? To release the energetic weight, to release any parts of myself, whether it's masks, whether it's the hiding, whether it's this, and it really ties into visibility, charisma, all the other parts of your life where you may be hiding, where you may not be feeling good enough, where in your lack mentality. This is a huge thing that's going to change that. So this is going to include not only nutrition, but movement, but self-concept, and very much based on abundance mindset. And doing things in your life that feels good, feels easy, feels expansive, and gives you life. Not many people talk about that. when you are trying to lose weight, when you're trying to be the best version of yourself, when you're trying to look good, they don't focus on the vibrancy and the color of that. And how do you include that in your life, in your social life, in your friendships, in what you do for work, right? No many people really talk about, do you understand what you do for work will affect your ability to release the energetic way to develop that glow within yourself, that vibrancy, right? So many people that I meet, they're like, man, Brenda, your energy is amazing. You're so like energetic. You look so happy. Like you look so relaxed. You look like you're having the time of your life, because what I do for work is just so nourishing. It's so fulfilling, right? Guess what? You look less dead. Guess what? You hang on to weight. You're not hanging on to so much of that stagnancy, of that like denseness in your body. It's released. It naturally releases when you do what you love, right? When you're in your feminine, right? And you have cultivated an abundance mindset with food, right? You're not doing workouts that you hate. You're not doing workouts that like, oh my God, is this over yet? I'm not talking about in the sense of it, this is hard. Like, yes, some workouts, if you haven't worked out for a long time, yeah, you're gonna have to like get into it, right? But doing things that you love is gonna make it feel more enjoyable. And doing workouts that you're like, wow, this really energized me. I feel so good. It's less about how do I be consistent and so disciplined. It's more about, oh my God, it makes me feel so good. I can't not do it. That's what has changed my life, right? I love to work out, not because I have to, but because I want to. And I enjoy it so much. It makes me feel so good. And my progress, like it makes me feel so alive. So that is the radiate release method. So yeah, I haven't switched the link that I put, I haven't switched them over from Cyber Monday pricing. So if you're watching this live and you want to invest in one of the 2026 offers, one of them are aligned or all of them are aligned, you can buy them individually or you can purchase them as a bundle as well. And then after this, I'm going to go and update the pricing. So if any of those align with you, I'd go purchase them now because I'm going to change the pricing back up to pre-sale. So right now they're at Cyber Monday sale. So it's an extra sale on top of pre-sale. And ladies, I'm going to be streamlining all of my offers to mainly having her year as my core offer. And I'll be mostly focusing on that. So if you're new here, her year is my yearly membership where you get access to my entire product suite, or a membership or courses, private coaching for 12 months. So right now I'm doing the end of year 2025 special. So if you enroll in 2025, you get the rest of the year with me in 2025 and all of 2026 to work with me. So you will have 13 months instead of 12. So ladies, if you have been considering it, I highly recommend to get in now, right? So I can support you on this final month in the year of the snake. So if you didn't know, this is the year of the snake, the year of the shedding, right? Ending of karmic cycles, ending of the old you, old timelines, ending of patterns, toxic patterns, right? Ending of parts of you that need shedding, right? Year of the snake, year of the shedding, right? Where we really do the inner work on releasing our old timeline, old identity, letting go of who we once were, right? So now we can ride the momentum and capitalize on everything that we have set the foundation for and built. So in 2026 is the year of the horse. So which is all about speed, all about visibility, passion, rapid expansion, freedom. So if you're a Capricorn like me, this is a huge one for us. We're ending a lot of karmic cycles, right? If you're a Capricorn, we're all the proving survival mode success, and we are shedding succeeding through pressure. So that's no longer going to be us. It's going to be easy. It's going to be effortless, right? And we are stepping into the year of not just the horse ladies, into the year of the fire horse, right? Fire horse for Capricorns. So in 2026, it's about visibility, raw life force energy, leadership, authenticity, entrepreneurial expansion, right? We're going to leave our safe old self, right? For self, where we build self-led empires, right? Bigger public recognition, charging at higher income tiers, taking bold, decisive action, claiming our authority, right? Without apology. So if you're a Capricorn too, this is literally our time, December, January, right? At our most prosperous times and potent times, right? For elevation, for visibility, next level income, right? We don't wait for momentum, ladies. We become it. We create the momentum. So, ladies, I'm excited for all the women who join me inside her year in December, and we are going to skyrocket in the next few weeks, right? So if this sounds like you and you really want to lock in for the 2026, join me inside of her year. The link is in the description box, and I will see you ladies in the next video. Bye. Oh wait, Esther, how I forgot to read your question. How do you deal with your anxiety? How do you get the feelings of angels surrounding you and supporting you? So with anxiety, I love doing breath work. That's the first thing, is really pausing, taking a step back, and whether it's closing my eyes, whatever I'm doing, maybe I can't close my eyes in that moment, but really taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out, like 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. That's the first thing. And the second thing, I remind myself that I am abundantly supported. Everything is working out in my favor, right? And I like to flip it. So if something bad happens or didn't happen, or I'm getting anxious about anything, right, or worrying about anything, I like to flip it and I like to think about it in the sense of, this is happening for me and this is unraveling my wish, my manifestation. So I don't look at it like it's a setback, like, oh my God, like I'm so worried, like something bad's gonna happen, or like I'm not getting what I want. I look at it as, this is only helping me to get what I want. Right? And I always like to think of, everything is an illusion and there's polarity. So anything that bad that happens or undesired, the longer of that it is, and the more, I wouldn't say painful, but the more undesired it is, it only means, right, now what I'm gonna get is gonna be up here. So if it's feeling horrible, you don't like it, you're so anxious, only means I'm gonna be so fucking happy, so freaking abundant, right? So getting everything I wanted, even more, right? So I like to flip it. I always think my desire is unfolding, right? I may not understand what's happening, but it's for me, right? And I'm gonna learn the lessons. I'm gonna extract the lessons, alchemize the pain, alchemize anxiety, turn it into excitement, to happiness, to like, oh, like curiosity, like, ooh, wonder what's happening. Like undesired stuff's happening, world's burning around me, but oh, it's all happening for me. All good things are coming, right? We live in a world of polarity. You have to understand that just because something bad happens where we think it's not a good thing, right? It always leads to something amazing. Like in the past, one time I got fired, but I got flowers and $2,000. He just gave me $2,000 because they needed to fire me because of budget cuts or whatever. And I was like, I literally was about to quit this Friday, but they fired me on Monday. Thank God, because now I get free flowers and now I get extra money. And then from that job, I led me to a better job. So a lot of things in life can seem bad, but in those bad moments, right? That's when our mindset shifts. If we look at it in a good way and take the lessons, extrapolate the lessons, right? Of how can we turn this into a good thing, right? And it always leads you to something better. So I like think of life as waves, right? It never, ever, ever just is up here. Because if it was just always good at the time, we would not have polarity. We would not have contrast. In order to feel abundant, guess what? we would have to experience lack in our life. We'd have to experience not having what we want, or else we wouldn't feel gratitude, excitement, happiness for what we have, just like in relationships, right? Get the love of your life. But in order to get the deepest, sexiest, amazing, like love that you've always wanted, you would have experienced when you've gone through months, years, kissing frogs, dating frogs, right? Being treated poorly, right? So I always like to like turn that me going through that. So tell yourself this: me going through that, right, is only gonna lead me to the most deepest love, rawest love, the most like beautiful love, husband that cares about me, that pours into me, right? That would give his life and would do anything for me, right? Treats me like a queen, right? So always think about the worst situations you go through, the most painful, the most annoying, the most undecided it is. Just think, wow, this only means that I'm destined for the most amazing shit in my life. So that helps to kill the anxiety. So breath work, switching your mindset, and also meditation helps so much. Meditate, 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 meditate. Or go for a walk in nature or in water. It really helps to calm your nervous system. In I think in Rich Girl, yeah, in Rich Girl, there's a whole module on how to do this with your nervous system as well. Okay, how do you get to the feelings of angels surrounding you and supporting you? So for me, it would depend on your journey of like spirituality. So I really expose myself to a lot of like tarot readers, a lot of psychics, mediums, um, a lot of like shamans, a lot of people who do light language, who can like in a way see the future, are psychic, like who like predict my future or like give me messages and signs from people, angels and guides around me. So for me, like it is, you would have to go on your own journey of spirituality, and the first thing I would like give advice to is start watching them online, start following people who are in this world, who do readings, who are psychics, mediums, who are able to speak to the people on the other side or like see things, right? The more you expose yourself to this, the more like I've always been someone who believes in anything. I believe in, you know, all those fairy tales. I believe I can't see that dimension of all the spirits or the angels, or you know, all those fairy tales that we read and we watch on TV shows of like demons, goblins, ghosts, whatever. I believe anything's possible. So for me, like I don't, I think it's more helpful to think about, I don't need evidence. So think about that. Start telling yourself, I don't need evidence. All I need to know is that if I benefit from them, I'm gonna do it. Like if I benefit from it, if it's of value to me, if I benefit on believing angels and spirits are around me, I'm gonna believe it. So you don't need evidence. You don't need to see it, right? But just think, like if it benefits me, why would I not believe in them? Why would I not speak to them? Why would I not like ask my angels for signs, my guides for signs? I talk to my spirit guides. Like that is a huge thing that I've always naturally, it's hard to for me to explain that because I've always naturally believed in anything. I was like, well, if they're I believe in anything. Like I'm someone who believes in magic. I'm someone who believes in if it's gonna help me. Like, and I've seen other people's crazy stories. Like exposure therapy is so important. Just I like watching a lot of like crazy stories, mystical experiences. That's why I'm into the quantum physics, into quantum, like entering the quantum field, Joe Dispenza. A lot of it is the unseen. And because I experienced it myself, that mystical experience of my face dissolving into the abyss and how overnight I literally dissolved so many fears of being seen. It's so easy for me to believe in so many things that I can't physically see. So I challenge you. I would just like Start talking to them. Start talking to the universe, right? Start even saying, if you're around me, you're here to support me, please show me a sign. Show me a sign, very clear sign. And maybe you can say, show me a penguin. Show me the numbers 111, right? Like for me, I started getting into a lot of the spirituality stuff, and like my spiritual awakening like happened when I started seeing a lot of angel numbers. Right? And I believe you start only seeing angel numbers when you start opening yourself, your channel to the unknown, to things you can't see. And now you see signs. Now you see synchronicities, miracles, crazy things that happen into your life. Another thing I always like to keep a section in my notes in my iPhone of crazy magical things that's happened to me, and I'll write them all down, right? And when I read all of this, like for us, like for it's very easy for us to forget things, so I like to write them all down, and then I look at them and I'm like, damn, this world has crazy, impossible, like magical things happening all the time, because this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. Like I remember I manifested this guy. I was like, I want to manifest seeing this guy. And then I walked into this apartment and I sat down in the lobby. And then like this guy lived in the apartment, but I wasn't there for him. I was just there to inspect apartments. And I was like, I'm gonna manifest this guy and he's gonna walk out of the elevator. And guess what happened? He fucking walked out of the elevator. And, and I was like, what the freak? Like, he doesn't even know what time I'm there for the inspection, and I'm only there for a couple minutes in the lobby waiting for the real estate agent. And he walked out, and he's like, Brenda, and I'm like, and then we talked to her a bit, and after that, I was like, fuck, I'm powerful, like. So I would just look at anything as possible, and if it's gonna benefit me, why the fuck not? I don't need to know the evidence. I do not need, you don't need to prove shit to me, right? God is here, right? Like, you, not even just that. How many people believe in God and that are successful and wealthy? Go watch the School of Hard Knocks, right? 99% of people on there that are millionaires and billionaires, they all attribute, is that the word? That thank you, God provided this for me. If it wasn't for God, I would not be here. If there are literal thousands of freaking millionaires and then billionaires saying that, like, I don't need any more evidence, right? So just think about, if it benefits me, I don't need to try to justify or quantify it, right? Just start talking to your angels, to your spirits, to God, right? Develop a relationship with them, and just be open to it, and just like be open to being surprised, be open to the blessings, be open to them guiding you, sending you like signs, synchronicities, miracles. Why the fuck not? You don't need to prove anything. If it benefits you, great, right? If you live a more happy, joyous life, why would you not believe in them, you know? So ladies, I'm gonna head off now. I think this is 2 hours already. I don't know. What's 1:32? I think that's 2 hours and 12 minutes or something. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, the 2026 offers, some of them, 7 of them, are down below. Where is it? So charisma, the siren and the empress, how to sell ice to Eskimos, visibility codes, self-obsession, the radiate release method are all down below. Highly recommend to enroll in them now, because I'm going to change them to pre-sale. They're right now still Cyber Monday sale, and they'll go up to pre-sale. And the closer we get to 2026, and if you know the pattern of how I launch my offers, they always start out pre-sale, then early bird, then full investment. So there will be like 4 or 6 times more at full investment. So get in now before they go up. And ladies that want all the things, right, just get into her year, because that is where you have the closest proximity to me, right? And enroll now so you have all of December to set yourself up and start getting wins, whether it's new business, whether it's in dating, whether it's manifesting money out of nowhere, poof, right? So we can really ride the momentum and the abundance and the speed of 2026, the year of the horse. So I'm excited for the women who have joined her year, and I'm so excited for the rest of you ladies who join her year in December. And yeah, we'll see you ladies in my next video. Bye. Have a lovely rest of your week.